Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. This is Kevin Moon from God's Country. It's time for your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather. Now, here's my friend, Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome to your Tuesday. Don't forget your American duty. Your right as an American. Vote today. If you've never voted before, make sure you vote today. And that's the extent of my political rant this morning. Vote. All right, folks, it's time now for your primetime forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. We're going to talk to you about the possibility of a hurricane headed for Florida. And will that have any impact on our weather across East Alabama and West Georgia? We'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. But first, I want to invite you to scan that barcode you see on your phone. Most everybody's got two phones now, but if you don't, grab your wife or your husband's phone and scan that barcode. That's going to take you directly to the website where you can ask Jamie Dukas to give you a local quote on your insurance. Not going to cost you a dime. There is zero obligation, and you can find out just how much money Jamie can save you with Alpha. There are a lot of creative things he can do to increase your insurance coverage and give you lower rates. So scan that barcode or click that link at the top of this video or give Jamie a call at 256-831-7770. You know, the old telephone still works just fine, so take care of that today and save yourself some money, which is so important. Yeah, as we talk about making sure you go and vote today. Keep coming back to it, don't I? You gotta vote, folks. If you haven't done early voting, you gotta go vote today. Sorry, I'll get off on it and get hung up. We never will get to the weather. Let's do the weather. Let's talk about this thing called Nichole, which is hanging around out there in the Atlantic, kind of moving back toward the west this morning. We think it will interact with the Bahamas by about 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then it'll be approaching the Florida East Coast around 1 a.m. Thursday morning, potentially as a hurricane, maybe a Category 1 hurricane, as it makes landfall on the eastern coast of Florida around 1 or 2 a.m. Thursday morning. And then it's going to start turning off to the north as it's going to be influenced by a cold front that'll be coming down from the northwest. But it'll downgrade to a storm as it moves right up through central Florida and then end up in southern Georgia somewhere around Valdosta, and then turning on up to the northeast and, going right across southeast Georgia to a point between Savannah and Augusta, and then up into South Carolina, and then way up there in the northeastern states by 1 a.m. Saturday morning. Now, is this going to be close enough to bring us some precipitation here in East Alabama and West Georgia? Potentially, because this is going to be a rather large storm. I'm talking large as far as the footprint of the storm itself is concerned, not large as in intensity large, if that makes sense to you. There's going to be a huge wind field and a rather large cloud field and precipitation field with this storm. And so, it may be just big enough to bring us some showers across the region Thursday night into Friday. I don't think it amounts to a whole lot. I think we're probably at a quarter to a half inch of rain based on the data we have right now. Of course, there's still plenty of time for all of that to change. There's even time for the track to change. There's at least a handful of spaghetti models out there that bring the storm further to the west and maybe bringing it back out into the Gulf of Mexico and making landfall around Panama City and then right up through East Alabama. That is not likely, but certainly still a possibility that's on the table. I think by this time tomorrow morning, we'll have a much better idea. But what you're looking at on your screen right there is the current official National Hurricane Weather Center future track of Nichole, and quite honestly, I think they've got it pegged pretty good. But we'll adjust as we get new data from the National Hurricane Center. The main key message here is we're not looking at tropical storm or hurricane conditions across East Alabama and West Georgia. If anything, it's going to be some rain and some windy conditions. That's going to happen regardless because of the pressure gradient that we're going to be in really between now and Saturday. So it's going to be breezy every single day all the way through the end of the week. It remains to be seen whether we get any rain off of this system or not. Current conditions at the East Alabama Bee Company, 64 degrees. The high yesterday was 75. We currently have fair skies. Wind out of the northeast at 2, gusting to 4. Humidity is 94%. The barometric pressure, 30.29. No rain officially in the past 24 hours, though we had some showers up here in northeast Georgia yesterday. They didn't last long enough, but that's what happens when you're on the backside of the Appalachian chain. That easterly wind gets wrapped up with the mountains sometimes and causes rain you didn't even have in the weather forecast. Almost got run out of town yesterday, but they were so happy we had rain, it was okay. Sunrise this morning at 6:04. Sunsets this evening at 4:45 p.m. Hey, don't forget to stop by ML Aubrey's in downtown Roanoke and Randolph Farmers Co-op up in Wedowee to pick up that East Alabama Bee Company honey. 77 will be the high this afternoon in Roanoke. It's going to be another warm day. 78 in Ashland, 78 in Lineville. We hit 77 in Wedowee and Woodland, 76 up in Ranburne. Alexander City will top out at 81, and Auburn hits 81 this afternoon as well. A lot of folks commenting that it's just way too hot. And I agree that it doesn't feel much like fall now, that it's rather warm. But hey, folks, it's not unusual at all to be in the upper 70s and low to mid 80s this time of year across East Alabama and West Georgia. What's kind of scary about the scenario is the warmer we get, the higher our chances will be of heavy to possibly severe storms when those cold fronts do come down from the north. And right now, we don't see anything looming other than we're going to kind of watch what Nichole does. But as far as any severe weather, not really anticipating any in the next 7 days. So really, that's the only thing to be concerned about here. I can remember many, many times it being in the 70s and 80s on Thanksgiving Day. So not unusual to be this warm in the South in November. For sure. So here's the 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. Today, mostly sunny, 77. We will be about 10 degrees cooler on Wednesday. We've got a dry front that'll come through tonight. So 66 will be your high on Wednesday with more sunshine. Look at the overnight lows. They're getting down there pretty good now. We're talking 45 on Tuesday, 49 on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, partly sunny skies, 69. We're going to throw in a 40% chance of rain late in the day on Thursday into the overnight as Nichole makes its closest approach to East Alabama and West Georgia, given the current forecast track of the storm. And then on Friday, Veterans Day, a 20% chance of rain early in the day. Then the storm starts to turn off to the northeast and will start pulling away from East Alabama and West Georgia, so only a 20% chance of rain early Friday. 70 should be a pretty nice day. 70 will be the high on Friday. It's going to be windy. Then we'll dip into the low 40s on Friday night. Hang on to your hat. Look what happens this weekend. Saturday, sunshine, 57 will be your daytime high. So, Miss Mary, you folks down there in Frog Eye, Alabama, just hang on. We're about to go back to fall. 57 on Saturday, overnight lows. Saturday night, 29 degrees. And then on Sunday, mostly sunny, 52. I mean, we're going to struggle to get out of the 40s on Sunday. And then your overnight low, 27 degrees Sunday night as we head into next week. So, you fall lovers, be patient. Your cool weather will make a return this weekend. Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. Now, if you look down there in the lower right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that spinning hurricane icon. That is Nichole as of 4 a.m. this morning, and Nichole will continue to move off to the west, maybe even turning a little bit southwest as she approaches the Bahamas, and then making category status 1 just before landfall north of Miami, and then turning right up through central Florida to around Valdosta, Georgia, and then off to the northeast between Augusta and Savannah, and then on up into South Carolina as we head into late week, early part of next week. So you can see that East Alabama and West Georgia is not currently in the cone of uncertainty, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. That all that area inside those two white lines, what that means is the center of circulation could track anywhere within those boundaries. It doesn't mean that all the weather is going to be contained inside of those boundaries. It just means that's where the margin of error is with the National Hurricane Center on where the center is going to track. So we're certainly going to get cloudy skies and very likely could see some rain off this storm, and it is going to be windy all across East Alabama and West Georgia. I would venture to say that if you're inside that area of uncertainty, the weather conditions will be worse because you're going to be closer to the track of the storm. But just because you're not in that area in East Alabama and West Georgia does not mean that there will be zero effects from this storm, though I don't expect anything major from this storm across the area. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. It's at DSTREN1040. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at DrDonWX.com, our home on the World Wide Web. Be sure you hit that donate button in the upper right-hand corner of our home page. That way you can support Dr. Don's Weather. And if you're on Facebook, we love to get those Facebook stars. Also, don't forget to like us and share us with your friends and ask them to share with their friends so we can get our numbers up here on Dr. Don's Weather. Hey, if you own a business, or if you're part of a civic organization, or if you're part of a government, municipal or county government, all you got to do is send me a message on Messenger if you'd like to support us, and we can have you started by the time we do our very next weather forecast, which, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, will be first thing tomorrow morning right here on Dr. Don's Weather.